All right, guys, today is Saturday, and it is raining now. We were under a winter weather advisory for freezing rain, but I don't think it's going to be freezing rain just because it's 34 degrees now and it has warmed up quite a bit, and we are supposed to warm up even more than that. My pond out in the field is frozen. You can go ice skating or play hockey on it now. It might be the perfect opportunity, way to use that part of the field that was bad. So today, couple things I want to talk about. First of all, I just want to finish this project here that I had started. I don't like having it half done here. I did finish cleaning off this deck and have it sprayed with oil and diesel. Today I want to just sharpen the blades and then put the deck away, and I'm done until spring. It's ready to go. I can just go mow grass in the spring, so that's finished. I don't like having it sitting here and not finishing it. It's kind of a... I forgot I had a battery. I brought my batteries up to the house. I had to bring them down to run the generator. Had to bring my grinder back down and an extension cord, but I don't have a battery powered grinder, so this is how I have to do it. But anyway, today's video. All right, well, after having 2 days here in the 20s and nights in the teens, it was cold last night too. I was wondering, I was sitting in my chair at night and I kept feeling a draft and wondering what the heck was going on. I bring up the weather channel on my phone and it's only 17. I thought, well, that'll do it. So 34 doesn't feel bad. I don't know if the shed's gonna sweat a bunch now that I open the door. All the tractors will be sweating, but it's not really that warm yet. It's still a little chilly even at 34. And it does sound like it is sleeting a little bit. So I do have a topic for today's video. The video I had ready for Thanksgiving Day, I ended up shelving that and posting the video of the soybean harvest. And the video now that I had for Thanksgiving Day doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to use parts of that video, ideas and conversations from that video, and include it into today's video. And for today's video, we're going to need to use the whiteboard here. So I will get set up here and start going through this. Every once in a while, you're hearing pops. Monday is the first day of rifle deer season, so that's a whole ordeal here. Just people doing some target practice to get ready for the first day of deer season. I don't care. I don't really care for hunting myself, but the guys that are here, I just hope they get something for sure. Clean up these deer around here. All right, so today we're talking about farm diversity, different things that you can get, and I don't think I spelled diversity right. So instead of rewriting it, this board does not work well in the winter. So instead of rewriting it, I'll just erase it so it doesn't bother anybody. Anyway, farm diversity. I want to talk a little bit about the different ways farms can generate an income besides row cropping, of course. And let you guys know what kind of the issue is for me, and not only the issue, but the competition. The farms in this area, and that's kind of what my video for Thanksgiving was. I just kind of did a run through of how the farm structure is in this area. May do it again someday, but anyway, most of the farms in the area are very well diversified, more than myself. And when other farms already have the market cornered on a lot of this stuff, it is very hard in your local economy to break through and try to pick up some of the market share. I don't think the market share can support more than what's being done already. I just don't. So anyway, we're going to run down through this list, make it real simple. Okay, eggs and chickens, no good. There's a guy that has been selling eggs at a farm stand, which will be the second part. He's been selling eggs now for 20 years, more than that. It's very well known. He does okay business, but he pretty well has that market cornered. My dad has chickens, and he said a lot of times the excess he has to give away. So there's not really, I can't see any type of a market to be raising chickens and selling eggs, especially because you go into the grocery store, and I covered this already. Eggs are one of the cheapest forms of protein out there, and I have no problem to this day still buying them at the grocery store, because a lot of guys say, well, they want to know where it comes from. Farm fresh eggs taste better. My local grocery store sells eggs from one of the egg producers around here, so I know where it comes from, and they do a pretty darn good job. So I'm not opposed to to buying food from a larger egg producing plant, because I know the people, and they do a great job. So I think chickens is going to be out for me. Farm stand, there used to be 2 farm stands in the area. Now there is 1. There might be two. I don't know all the little areas here in the valley, but the one guy who farmed here, he ran a pretty successful farm stand. The same guy that's selling the eggs, and this also ties into produce. So you got the eggs. I'm going to take my ugly gloves off since they have holes in them. You got eggs being sold at a farm stand. You've got cucumber, sweet corn, green beans, watermelon, that kind of stuff, all the good stuff, the farm fresh produce. There is a guy, the same guy, he has that market pretty well cornered, I think. Sells a lot of produce. He is along a major highway and has a lot of traffic, just because where he's located at, where I am here in the back, in the middle of nowhere, it's going to be hard to get any type of people to get a system established if I were to be doing that kind of stuff. Now, my dad does grow some produce. This year I don't think it went so well with all the rain, but he was selling, and he has a pretty good highway that he can grow and sell produce. So these things, pretty well, the market is cornered. All right, agritourism, that's also a big thing that guys will do to generate income. There is a farm here in the area, and I don't know how successful it's been. I haven't really paid much attention to it or talked to them very much about it, but they are doing hay rides, they're doing corn mazes, they're doing all kinds of that type of stuff for people. Like I say, I don't know how it's going, but that kind of is in the area already. So agritourism is kind of out, and the other problem with that is I don't own the farm here, and I don't want to be doing agritourism on a property that I'm renting from somebody else just because of insurance problems. Not the best way to go. I would never want to do that to my landlord. So that's kind of out for me. Beef, will come back to beef. Christmas trees will come back to Christmas trees. Those two I want to come back to. Hay and straw. Now, the guy that used to farm here, he did a lot of hay and a lot of straw. He did a lot of small square bales with both hay and straw. He did a lot of small grain, so he had a lot of straw. But now that he retired, the only other person there's two of us in this valley that are making small squares to sell for like a cash crop, a profit type of deal. Myself and the guy who was the retired dairy farmer. Now the retired dairy farmer does have cattle of his own. He does raise beef, and he's feeding a good bit of that hay to the steers he has. So he does sell some, but as far as somebody that is making hay just to sell 100% of the crop from out of the field, I'm the only guy doing that right now that I know of. There might be somebody else, I can't say for sure, but most of the guys in this valley have bought round balers and big square balers. So this might be one area that I have the market, a little bit of it. I've been building some of the hay customers up. It's slow, but it's coming. So that's one area where I can be a little bit diverse. Deer, I put that on just to kind of, there is a guy that has this farm stand with the produce and the eggs. He raises deer. So if you're thinking way outside of the box, he has deer. Dairy, there are no dairy farms in this valley, and it's not really going to happen here for me that I can tell, or that I can figure. Man, it's getting windy and rainy here. I got to try to wrap this up. The rain's blowing in the door. Okay, beef and Christmas trees. This farm used to be a Christmas tree farm. There were Christmas trees down in there and all down in there, and the original sign was here yet. I think the landlord took it. It was in the back here, behind the silo, and they used to grow Christmas trees here. Christmas trees is a very long, takes a long time to get them to the height that you can get till you can cut them to sell them. I did have thoughts of buying like a trailer load wholesale and going out to sell them along the major highway, but it's just not, with not owning the place, the amount of time that it takes. I have good ground for Christmas trees. Any of these places that are too steep to farm, you could easily get trees growing there, I think. It's worth a try. It's better than nothing. Some of the steeper hills you could level off and get into Christmas trees, but it's just not. There is a guy selling trees, the same guy that does the agritourism. I think he was getting some trees and selling them at Christmas time. And there is a Christmas tree farm in this valley. So there again, for the local market, just not feasible here. Beef is always a good way to diversify because you're not stuck in your local market. There were butcher shops in the area, and all of them have pretty well closed down now. I'm thinking of a couple butcher shops. There is one at the end of the valley here, and it's kind of a larger operation. But selling it like freezer beef to people, that could be hit or miss. I know guys have tried it, but they were better off shipping them off to the auction once they were finished off. So I'm just trying to think. There are some other things to diversify, some things out there, and don't say alpacas. I don't think I can raise alpacas. I remember when there was an alpaca craze back in the 2000s and everybody was getting them, and I had talked to a guy that had an alpaca farm, and he said it was one of the worst decisions he made. So I don't know. I've never had any experience with raising stuff like that. Sheep are kind of strange in our area. There aren't any sheep, and I'm not really sure what I would do with sheep, goats, that kind of stuff. To make money. I mean, I don't want to have animals as pets, really. It is still a business. Just trying to go through. Pigs, they're kind of hit or miss. A guy did raise pigs, and we have a pig farm in the valley here. So it's just kind of what you're up against when you're trying to be diverse here. Right now, really, the only thing going for me is the small squares, and I've been working at that, trying to steadily gain customers. So, all right, guys, it is getting, the rain's coming in here. It does sound like it is sleeting. It is starting to get a little chilly, so I might shut this door and wrap it up here. So, all right, guys, if you have any other ideas, suggestions, things, thinking out of the box here, and like I say, I'm just basically talking about diversity, to farm diversity today, and not really sure if there are any routes to take. In my situation, I do like how I'm doing things, and just kind of a quick talk here on it. So, all right, guys, thanks. I'll see you tomorrow.